After the year we had, it's anyone's guess where next year will take us. Let's welcome Dr. Fadi Essmaeel to the show. He is a research fellow at the International Center for Counterterrorism. Thank you, sir, for joining us. Well, on nearly all fronts, Israel saw a decrease in security risks. Let's focus first on Gaza. Obviously, COVID is hindering their abilities in Gaza. Will the threat from the Strip continue to decrease in 2021?
Good evening. No, I don't think so. I mean, of course, the issue of COVID-19 has influenced many strategic establishments all around the world, and that also includes the forces or the entities in Gaza Strip. But we have just seen them recently, a couple days ago. They had a very large full-scale exercise, field exercise, simulating a war with Israel, and we have seen the abilities and the capabilities of the various military and civilian response forces that they have, and they look pretty good. I mean, I don't think that they have lost any capabilities in that sense.
And what about Syria and Iran? At this rate, along with the Abraham Accord countries and Saudi Arabia, of course, Israel seems to be building a sort of anti-Iran task force. Is 2021 the year we will see a real escalation, or will it continue to be small tiffs in proxy zones?
On the Iranian issue, there are many shared operations and collaboration between Israel and the anti-Iranian axis, if we can call it that way, and has been going on since 2015. The Abraham Accords are one peak in that process. I do believe that intelligence operations as well as logistical collaboration and things of that sort have been taking place for a very long time, and they will continue, no doubt about that. I would not be surprised if there is even a shared situation room that includes officers from a variety of forces, maybe here, maybe elsewhere. So from that standpoint, yes. Now, are we going to see a Middle Eastern NATO, something like a NATO that we've been talking about, that President Trump is supposedly was trying to push? Maybe. I don't know. It's an interesting question. By the way, we do have military collaboration. We have been having those between Israel and its neighbors. There's one that we don't talk much about. Is the collaboration between Israel and Egypt in Sinai in facing ISIS. So I think that this is not far-fetched, but I think most of it will be probably on intelligence level and logistical coordination and things of that sort. But hey, everything can happen.
So in short, what are the biggest threats against Israel for 2021? Who will Israel face in its next war or escalation?
Look, I think war is something that Israel always faces. Whether it actually materializes or not, we always see the Israeli system operating as if, or should be operating as if there's a war right around the corner. And this would be a very prudent thing on the part of the Israeli leadership to keep in mind. Wars can come from all kinds of directions. They can be highly unpredictable, like we saw in 2006. And the Israeli system has always to assume, the basic assumption has to be, both in civilian as well as in military systems, that a war is just around the corner. This is a reality that we live in. And actually now that we are so close to Mr. Soleimani's yahrzeit, the time, I mean, we're like 1 year after his assassination, something can happen, maybe symbolic, maybe not. But again, there's so many scenarios that can happen every day, every hour, every day, that can easily deteriorate to a full-scale war. And that has been the situation for Israel since the day it was born.
Dr. Fadi Essmaeel, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.